Well, hello everybody out there in Atlanta. This is Chris from MajorLegacy.com with another exciting episode of My Talking Head, the first My Talking Head of the season. If you cannot tell, I'm sick. I took some cold pills, so I've kind of the sinuses have dried up a little bit, but I'm still fighting this cold. I've been fighting this cold for the past couple of days. I blame work. My station is kind of a giant incubator. It's just a box, and somebody gets sick, it goes through the air vents, and then everybody gets sick, and it becomes a huge, nasty thing. But anyway, moving on. Our first house announcement of the year is American Horror Story. American Horror Story is coming back. Probably not a big surprise to a lot of people. American Horror Story, I think we all kind of knew last year was going to kind of be the new Walking Dead for at least 2 or 3 years. I don't know about next year, but when they did, the early rumors last year for American Horror Story suggested that it was going to be basically the entire show, and the house was going to be snippets from every season of the show. And obviously we know that that wasn't the case. They did 3 seasons last year, and they're doing 3 seasons again this year. Asylum, Coven, and Roanoke, which I cannot wait for Asylum. I kind of gave up on American Horror Story a little bit. I started watching Hotel last year, and I could not get into it. I have not seen Roanoke, but Asylum is probably my favorite American Horror Story season because it basically encompasses everything I like about American Horror Story and does it well. Which is basically, this crazy balls to the wall, anything could happen type of thing, with horror elements to it. It's something that they kind of tried to replicate that same style for like Hotel, which was just bonkers crazy, and they threw everything at that season, and but it seemed incoherent and just didn't really make a whole lot of sense, and really kind of turned me off to the show. Asylum, I believe, was the last really great season of American Horror Story, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they pull that off. That is hands down my favorite of the American Horror Story season. But anyway, so there we go. American Horror Story is officially our first announcement, our first house for the year. Kind of dropped on us a little bit sooner than I had anticipated. I believe the first house announcement last year, which was Texas Chainsaw. I believe it was Texas Chainsaw, was around April 11th or 15th, somewhere around there. So we're a little bit earlier in the season. I'm not really going to spend too much time on it, but we all know, if you follow Horror Night stuff, that there was a list that was leaked a couple days ago on the interwebs. My website, my blog, does not post or really discuss leaked information. I don't like doing that. I think it spoils the fun. I think it spoils a lot for other people. Whether or not that stuff is true, whether or not I know that stuff is true is irrelevant. Whether you believe me or not, I may or may not have some information behind the scenes that I take with me throughout the speculation season. Kind of why I don't do speculation videos that much anymore, because I don't... because of some information that I may or may not know, I feel awkward getting up on camera and it's like this. It's like me telling. I have this giant secret that's like enclosed in my mind. I'm here trying to make speculation videos with you guys, so I don't. One of the reasons why I don't do them anymore is because I don't care if you believe me or not. I may or may not have information about the event every year, so I just don't like doing the speculation videos. There are plenty of other people on the internet, the interwebs, that do speculation videos. Whether or not they know stuff is relevant either. But with all that aside, I do not publish and I do not really discuss leaked information about the event. What is interesting about, I will say this, what is interesting about the leaked list that came out the other day, not only was that list specifically for Hollywood, but I do find it interesting that they have, announced this so quickly. Since that leaked list came out. Whether or not there's credence to that, I have no idea. Maybe this was all part of their plan. I don't know. I can't comment on that. But I will also say is that leaked list had American Horror Story on it. So I guess that's not really a spoiler if it was or was not true. And if it was for Hollywood, according to that, it was only going to be 1 season of American Horror Story. I knew that wasn't the case here for Orlando, so I kind of looked at that and I was like, well, I think that's wrong. Even though I knew American Horror Story may or may not return. I knew it wasn't going to be one season. So whether or not that is, the list is real or not, I have no idea. I cannot remember if Hollywood has announced their American Horror Story yet. I basically, everything came rather quickly. I took a ton of cold pills last night to try to get to sleep, and I woke up groggy, and all of a sudden, boom, American Horror Story announcement. So I really haven't looked too much at the other Hollywood side of things. I don't know if they officially announced for them yet or not. I don't know. But anyway, so there we go. American Horror Story. American Horror Story is the first announcement. I actually was not a huge fan of the American Horror Story house last year. I thought everything was, nothing really flowed in that house for me, and it was not really scary and, whatever. But anyway, so yes, American Horror Story is coming back. So I guess we're officially in announcement season, guys. So yeah. That's it. There's not a whole lot else I want to cover. Really quickly before I go, I wanted to mention the website. For the past couple of months, I have been redesigning the website. Even before I lost my mind and I switched over the name of Agents and Legacy to Bad Decision Land. Bad Decision Land's gone, guys. It's now Agents and Legacy again. But even before that, I started to redesign the site a little bit. If you have not heard, Agent Legacy has been around for 5 years in June. I've been doing this 5 years now. So I wanted to give the place a little bit of an updated look, and all that stuff is pretty much done. I said I would have it done by spring, and it is done. I still have some things I got to go in there, but the site is basically where I want it to be. I've added a couple new pages for all your Horror Nights Nerdum needs, so that's there. And whatnot. So site's done, so you can go there. But I think that's it, guys. I am going to go and take some more cold pills because I do have to work today. I've been doing a really long stretch here, and it didn't help that I got sick halfway through. But I think that's all I wanted to cover. So American Horror Story, yay! American Horror Story, or boo! I guess if you don't like American Horror Story. Well, that's it. So first house announcement down. And I will talk to you guys later.